Hello and welcome to the Week 7 edition of the Monster Pod. Matt Brown, Steven Anders, alongside Ryan Noonan of 4for4.com. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about one of those teams that is certainly dealing with a major injury that makes you look at them completely different. It's the Miami Dolphins at the Indianapolis Colts right here. We'll circle back around to the London game because this is one that I think deserves at least a little bit. I imagine Steven has a bet there on that one, but it was a perfect lead in whenever you're talking about these teams that we view a little bit differently. And the Dolphins have to be that team. I mean, with Tua not out there, they are a completely different team. And they're 3-point dogs on the road at the Indianapolis Colts. This is actually juiced now at MGM. So we getting some love even for the Colts a little bit more at the 3 number here, Ryan. The Colts are going to go back to Anthony Richardson. And I don't know how that affects how you look at this game or not. I mean, for me, if I was a Dolphins backer, I'd rather be up against Anthony Richardson, I think, than Joe Flacco, I guess, at this point. 43.5 is the total. Got anything in this one?
Yeah, so we'll continue to come on every week, and I will be the last man on Anthony Richardson Island. It is lonely. It's very lonely.
Getting fit over there on that island, buddy.
I don't feel good about it. There's nothing.
You're talking to volleyballs and drawing faces on things.
There is nothing going on over here that makes me think I should still be here. I just want to be completely honest and forthcoming there. I should have left a long time ago, but I'm here, and I'm hoping that maybe there's something will come of it. I still, again, back to sample size. The sample of actually Anthony Richardson starts is so small. And part of my belief in Anthony Richardson is a belief in the organization. It's a belief in Shane Steichen. It's a belief in the system. And that would be the only reason that I'm still here. This is back-to-back spots where the Colts are catching a team off of a bye, which is a challenging schedule anomaly. It's really hard for me to back the Dolphins right now because I don't really know what this team is. I feel like they're very, very limited. They have really concise offensive weapons that are struggling to stay healthy. Can their quarterback get them the football? They've had, some cluster injuries on the defensive side of the ball too, that I think make it impactful. Only real lean here for me would be the total. I would lean over just because of the pace that they play, the ceiling outcomes with the variance that comes with an Anthony Richardson led offense. But at 43.5 would probably be a lean over because we're sitting on the wrong side of a key number. If you think that there's a pulse here on the Miami offense coming off of a bye, if Daniel can kind of scheme some stuff up coming off the bye with what he has to work with. Overall, a pass for me, no real feel in the size, is kind of 4 in the look aheads. We've, you said we moved down to 3. Maybe we're getting some buyback back on the Colts, but the only lean I would have would be total, but even that I don't have a ton of conviction in.
Steven, this got on the other side of a field goal. This was at 3.5. I played some Dolphins at 3.5. This is not me saying that I believe in the Dolphins. I'll put it that way. This is not a rousing endorsement of the Dolphins or anything like that. But what I will say is on the other side of a field goal with Anthony Richardson, I understand the variance that comes with an Anthony Richardson-led Colts team is pretty high. I think that the window of possibilities is pretty high. But I'm looking at a Dolphins team that if this was Tua, and I understand it's not Tua, but if this was Tua, we're not even having this discussion if this is a 3.5, right? I mean, we're like all day, every day Dolphins. It's not even a question. And so can Snoop Huntley keep this game? It has a relatively low total at 43.5 within kind of striking distance and certainly within kind of backdoor cover range. I think that they can with these weapons that they have out there against this Colts defense that is absolutely putrid. So I took the 3.5. I'll probably end up regretting it. Come on here next week and be like, I can't believe that I bet Snoop Huntley and the Dolphins on the road, but that's where I'm at right there. Do you have anything in your account on this one?
Yeah, maybe this is a hot take, Matt. You and I have talked about this a little bit. The market keeps giving the Colts credit for their starting quarterback being in and then making them cheaper when Joe Flacco comes in. And I think it should be the complete opposite. I really do. If you look at the metrics, it bears that out. Like, listen, small sample size, I know, but it's a great spot for Miami coming off the bye, totally healthy for the most part. The Colts have a ton of injuries. Like, Anthony Richardson's metrics are Bryce Young bad. It's the 3 games that he's finished in full. First 3 weeks of the season, his EPA plus CPOE composite score is worse than Bryce Young. He's 35th out of 35 quarterbacks with a minimum of 30 play. I know, Ryan. I know, man. It's not good. And here's the other thing. I would like to know what that EPA CPOE score is if you take away the bomb touchdowns to Alec Pierce from busted coverages. Oh, by the way, Alec Pierce was a midweek downgrade on the injury report this week. So that's not great. There's a ton of other injuries on this report for the Colts. Ryan Kelly, their center, DMP to limited Wednesday to Thursday. He may not be 100%. They might be down to, Trey Sermon being banged up and having to go with more Goodson at running back. EJ Speed, their linebacker, as a DMP to limited. There's just a lot of injuries the Colts are dealing with here on top of the rest advantage for the Dolphins. And we actually have a unique situation here where they've had the same common opponent over the past 2 weeks that we can kind of compare closing lines to when they both played the Titans. And if we use that, it actually tells you that the closing lines in the market thought the Dolphins were about 2 points better than the Colts. So I don't get this price with the Colts. I don't think Anthony Richardson and how banged up this team is with the lack of advantage with rest. It doesn't make any sense to me why anybody would want to bet the Colts to win by more than a field goal here. So I bet the Dolphins.
Guys, if you haven't done so already, upper right-hand corner of Lions.com is a free Discord. Go in, chat the games with everybody over there. And if you haven't visited 4for4 yet, you need to go in, go ahead, sign up. It's worth the money. Everything that you are getting is going to make you better. And that's all we're trying to do here is make you better, whether it be at fantasy, whether it be at betting, whether it be just at life in general. Live life like Steven. That's all. Just live life like Steven, and you are going to be a jolly, happy person out there for sure. For Ryan, for Steven, I'm Matt. Good luck on all your week 7 bets.